Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Uvajjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Saunam. Om Karam Bindu Sanyuktam Nityan Dayanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokshadam Shaiva Om Karaya Namo Nama Namah Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chit Svabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnanatimirandhanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jaivantavarto Omkaranada Jinano Jaivantavarto Jinnana samo sarana sau jaivantavarto ne tirthachara jagama jaivantavarto Namo e tirthanayakane namo omkara nadane omkara sangharyotene namo te sri kunda kundane aho pukara jinavarano kundano dhvani divyano Jina kunda dhvaniyapya aho te guru kanano aho bhagavati matano ध्रुव अचल ने अनुपम गति पामेल सर्वे सिद्धन वंदी कहो सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्राव्रत अरे हो एक शुद्ध सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय खरे कहीं अन्य ते मारू जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी अरे जम नेत्र તેમજ જ્ઞાન નથી કારક નથી વેદક અરે જાણે જ કર્મોદય નિરજરા બંધ તેમજ મોક્ષને ઓમ નમઃ સિદ્ધેભ્યો ઓમ નમઃ સિદ્ધેભ્યો ઓમ શ્રી સુધાત્માને નમઃ જય જિનેન્દ્ર. Today is a Wednesday, March 6, 2019, and we are continuing our discussion on Samaysar stanza 14. I need to put my electricity 1 second. I'll bring my plug. Sorry about that. Okay. So we are doing discussion on stanza number 14, and we just did the main part of the stanza 14, and now we are on a bhavat section, further explanation section, that it sheds light on some of the subjects that probably were not covered during the main discussion. So Gurudev describes this bhavat, and that's what we are talking right now. So let's see. I'll bring the slide. Okay, last week we were on this slide, and where is my slideshow? Okay, we were on this slide last week, so we'll just recapitulate quickly and then go for it. So, importance of Samyak Darshan, that Gurudev describes what's the importance of Samyak Darshan. So, wait, where is that thing? Okay. So eternal soul substance has no dependency on the in 14th stanza. It says you have to concentrate on eternal soul substance, and then it says what are the things that eternal soul substance has no dependency. So first one it says alien, or first one it says instrumental cause is presence or absence. Karma can be present, karma could be absent, karma could be intensely present, auspicious karma fruition could be there, inauspicious karma fruition could be there. It doesn't make a dime difference to the eternal soul substance. It remains totally separate from those things. So eternal soul substance is separate. Then conventional state. The eternal soul substance is an absolute state. And especially in 14th stanza, it says pure point of view. So it's an absolute state. So that's an absolute state. When we talk absolute state, then conventional state, however, is present, but it's made secondary. The enlightened monk, he could be in sixth and seventh spiritual development state. He is engrossed in his soul so much that even though physical body is present, he doesn't have any dependency on it. So conventional state is there, but it is made absolutely secondary. Now conventional state also includes the modal transformation. Means the modes are present. A given substance is called a substance because it has a mode. A soul is called soul substance because it has a mode. So when it's a mode, means expression in the present state, then it is called conventional state. That is also absent in the eternal soul substance. Then alien objects of the universe. It could be anything. It could be house, wife, family, car, money, status in the society. It could be any kind of alien attachment, and they are absent in the eternal soul substance. And last thing, it says inclination of attachment and aversion are also absent in the eternal soul substance. Even though the inclination of attachment and aversion, rag and dvesh, are occurring in the soul, but they are they are the altered state. Just like the way we had given example before. Suppose I had an abscess on the hand. That abscess has occurred to this body. It didn't occur to you or you or you. It occurred to me. So it belongs to me, but it shows that there is a kind of a disease in the body, and as a result there is an abscess. So that needs to be taken out. Even though it belongs to me, it needs to be get rid of it right away. Same way, inclinations of attachment and aversion, rag and dvesh are occurring within me, but they're deluding state, they are altered state, they are impure state, and they need to be taken out. So these are the things absent in the eternal soul substance. Then it just gives importance of right faith, Samyak Darshan. Okay. So in Samyak Darshan, it says there is a presence of violent meditation called Raudra Dhyan. It is present up to fifth spiritual development state. Hold on to this one. We are going to start new chapter on this dhyan in the next slide onward. So right now, there's a violent meditation present in a Samyak Darshan. He also has a Arthra Dhyan also present up to six spiritual development state. Age determined karma bondage occurs only in auspicious inclination. We'll also talk about this situation. The infernal living being binds karma for next life as human being. Human being binds karma for next life as Empyrean being, Vaimanik Dev. And Empyrean living being binds karma for next life as human being. And okay, so Gurudev has tactfully opened up two important subjects over here. As we said, that Gurudev Sri not only giving lecture pravachan only on the subject, but tactfully he introduces other subjects to make sure that we are aware of those things. In this slide, he opened up two subjects for us. He opened up the meditation subject, that he says, I'm just telling you, Raudra Dhyan, Arthra Dhyan. Now it's your responsibility to find it out what it is. Then he also asked about age determining karma occurring in a Samyak Darshan, and he just gave little flavor of it in four realm of existence, what happens. And then he says, now it's your responsibility to find it out. So we just have to find it out. What are all these things? One little word comes from Raudra Dhyan, then we have to have baseline information about it. When the age determining karma occurring, then we have to understand in what state and where and all kind of things. So we have to have different flavor of different kind of things occurring. Dhyan chapter mainly belongs to the conduct related scripture. As we are well aware of it, that there are four different types of scripture. If anybody tells you what is your main scripture, I'm a Christian and my main scripture is a Bible, or I'm Hindu, my main scripture is a Vedant, or I'm a Muslim and my main scripture is a Quran. What is yours?
Kirit bhai?
Yeah.
Ankit પૂછે છે આ is this Dhaula? Is this from Dhaula?
Sanu.
Dhyan.
Oh, Dhyan. No. Well, I mean, I had taken the information from Tattvat Sutra, which gives the reference to Dhaula. There are lots of references on Dhaula is there in Tattvat Sutra, and especially Moksha Shastra, which is written from, it is published from Songad. Moksha Shastra is critiques on Tattvat Sutra. And in that one, the author, the Ramji Bhai Vakil, who used to be the head trustee of he was the head of the trust, chairman of the trust for many, many years. And he had extreme intellect. He used to be a lawyer, and he had extreme intellect. But then at early age, he retired and he spent all his time in Songad. And he wrote down this Moksha Shastra with lots and lots of references. And so I took some of the references from them. I also checked some of the Dhaula things and everything. So quite a few things I have checked on this. So we can just try to make it easier for us to have some flavor about it, So here we are. We'll be talking the Dhyan about it. And we'll also talk about age determining karma occurring in different realms of existence. So now first let's say future life determination. Over here it already told us that the infernal living being binds the karma for next life as human being when he has Samyak Darshan. Infernal living being has a Samyak Darshan and he will take a next life as a human being. The closest example we have is Srenik Maharaja in the first hell. Srenik Maharaja in first hell. He is going to be there for 84,000 years. And after 84,000 years, he will be born as a human being, as a first Tirthankar of the ascending time cycle. That we are in the descending time cycle. We are in the fifth ara, fifth phase. Fifth phase is there, then sixth phase, and then the sixth phase starts again because ascending cycle. Then fifth, and then yes.
In hell,
yeah.
Can you have Dharma Dhyan and Shukla Dhyan?
Shukla Dhyan can occur only in a seventh Gunsthana onwards, 7 to 14. So okay. Shukla Dhyan is out.
Can you have
Yes, Dharma Dhyan means when you have Samyak Darshan, then fourth to sixth spiritual development state, there is a Dharma Dhyan. And in hell, if you are there, then you can have fourth Gunsthana, so you can have Dharma Dhyan at the time. And
Okay. And the
that
next question I have,
you'll be coming to those slides, yes.
in Narak,
Yeah.
actually before I ask that, in Tiryansh,
Mhm.
is it the same? You can have Dharma Dhyan,
Yes.
but no Shukla Dhyan?
You have fourth Gunsthanak, you can have Dharma Dhyan, yes.
Okay. And my next question is, in Narak,
Hmm.
can you have all Abhyantar taps in Narak?
Yeah, because because remember, as long as you have Samyak Darshan, means as long as your right faith and experiencing of the self has occurred, then you already know that me as a soul is not suffering, it's a physical body is getting suffering. And so as long as Samyak Darshan is there, then he can have all those internal austerity and external austerity, both can be practiced there. Yes.
Okay, so then if you're Samyak Drashti in I think fourth Narak, where do you so then that means you have passed Vishuddhi Labdhi, Prakaran Labdhi, Deshna Labdhi, Prayogya Labdhi. You've passed all the Labdhis.
Yeah.
Prakaran Labdhi. Where is the Deshna Labdhi in Narak?
Okay, very. It's a very kind of a very delicate question that you have it. That when you are supposed to get Samyak Darshan, let's say we are on the line right now, we are getting Samyak Darshan. Then there are the Deshna Labdhi means the omniscient being, or the enlightened being, or the scripture. They are the instrumental cause for us to get a Samyak Darshan. So, if I'm getting Samyak Darshan right now, those things are present in front of me. If we remember the very first stanza of Atma Siddhi Shastra, Je Swarupa Samajya Vina Pamyo Dukhanan Samajya Te Padanamu Sri Sadguru Bhagavan.
That's past tense.
Because the Sri means a scripture, Sadguru is Sadguru, and Bhagavan is an omniscient Lord. So Dev Satra Guru, I am bowing down to you because in your presence, because you being the instrumental cause, I got Samyak Darshan. So for Samyak Darshan, the Nimit has to be there. Now, question is, if the soul is in the living being is in a hell, where is he going to get the Dev Shastra Guru? Very important question. What it says, the Samyak Darshan can having two types, Nisargaj and Adhigamaj. Nisargaj means it occurs by itself and there is no presence of Dev Shastra Guru at that particular moment. But in fact, he has he had in the past, he was involved with a Dev Shastra Guru, and he listened to the discourses, and in his dharana jnan, in his perceptual knowledge, those things wake up, and that becomes instrumental cause for him.
Does that mean that Adhigam Samyak Darshan can only happen in Sangnit Panchendriya?
Any kind of a living being getting Samyak Darshan has to have Sanni Panchendriya Jeev on.
Sorry, I asked the wrong question. Adhigam Samyak Darshan, which is fresh, first ever Samyak Darshan, does that necessarily have to occur in Tiryansh or Manushya Jeev?
No, it cannot. I mean, Adhigam, yeah, because there has to have a Dev Shastra Guru present, so it can occur. But now I can't give you a scriptural reference or absolutely, but I'm putting logic behind that. Okay. Let's say that the living being is in the heaven, then he can come to listen to the discourses of the Tirthankar Bhagwan. So he can have the nimit there. You can have an animal life. Mahavir was the lion life, and two Muniraj came and they gave discourses. So animal life also, you can have nimit present in the form of a omniscient Lord, Holy Scripture, or enlightened monks. So, and a human being also, we can have all the three things present. But in Panchamara, right now, we are sitting over here, and in our area, in this country, we don't see anybody having Samyak Darshan. So how can I be able to get Samyak Darshan? Well, I have listened to the scripture in the past from Omniscient Lord or the Sutta Kevali or the enlightened monks, and because I am five sense sentient being, those impression on faculty of impression wakes up, and they can be the instrumental cause for me. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
does that mean, so then are you saying that never mind. Continue, please. Thank you.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. And I think I can read your mind, because that's the next slide coming. If I'm correct, but it's okay. Let's see what happens. So now, future life determination. So over here it says that infernal living being will bind the human life. Human being bind the karma for next life as a Vaimanic Dev. And I should put the asterisk over here because that needs somewhat more discussion. Then Empyrean living being binds karma for next human life. So if you are a heavenly soul is an Empyrean Vaimanic Dev, then you will be binding the next age determining karma for human life only. So this all bullet, we are going to talk a little bit more.
This is only Samyak Darshan, Kirit?
I'm sorry.
This is only those last three bars.
Yeah.
Those last those last three bars are only if you have Samyak Darshan, correct?
Because importance of Samyak Darshan. Remember, there's a bullet heading says importance of Samyak Darshan. So if Samyak Darshan is infernal living, then it becomes human. If it is a human, then he'll go to Vaimanic.
So Kirit, so let's just remove the Samyak Darshan for a second.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that the determination of the state of your next life is a culmination of the vows up until that point?
Yes. And
that's it's not related to any external behavior, correct?
Yeah, no. And so that's what we are bringing next slide to just give the because
કિરીટભાઈ એ છે ને કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી મારા તપને માટે આ સવાલો પૂછે છે.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. No, I think, remember the austerity you are performing, and remember that people can do the austerity for the sake of getting fame and name and ego satisfaction, everything. When you are performing, then you don't have that kind of ego. You just do it, and especially when you are doing it, that means you are getting so much free time that you are doing Swadhyaya and all the things. So that is very important. If somebody is doing for the sake of fame only, that's not a right kind of external austerity. The external austerity, they help the internal austerity. And remember, the very first thing is fasting. So if fasting is that important, for example, and I did 1 day of fasting, 2 days of fasting, 3 days, 4 days, 8 days fasting, and the community gets excited. Oh my God, look at this guy is so old and whatever, and he can do. So I'm getting fame, name, that's why I'm doing it. No, then it is not going to be helpful to us. But if we are just doing, when we do that, then I have so much time available and I can do Swadhyaya and everything. So that fasting helps for me to go to Swadhyaya. If fasting is not to eat food alone, if that is the definition of fasting, not to eat, then look at the things. in your area, I don't know whether a groundhog came out in February or not. Because if groundhog comes out, then 6 weeks, that means winter will end in 6 weeks, or God knows whatever way you guys go for it. That little town in the Pennsylvania, that groundhog comes out and it becomes a big deal. Now, remember the squirrel and the snakes and everybody, in winter time, they go hibernation. This snake is in hibernation. The squirrel is in hibernation for 6 months, whole winter. No eating, no drinking. So when they come out in springtime, we should celebrate their coming out and say, my God, you did 6 months come on, so we should have a big procession for you and everything. Is that true? No, because they simply don't eat. That doesn't mean that they have done the religious activity. So important thing is, when we do religious activity, that means fasting and all the things, that means I'm controlling my desire. The control of desire is a penance. Control of desire is austerity. So can I control my desire? Now I'm at the level in which food is my main source of a desire. So when I can give up my food, I can give up some of my desire, sensual desire. So that's what is important. So the austerity has its own place that we have to think about. And I have seen you that when you are in Phoenix and everything, you didn't care whether you are getting food for the day or not, because you are not announcing all over, hey, I'm doing a worship and everything, and today is my Panu, so come down to my. No, I mean, you are just so natural. So forget about that thing. So you don't have to worry about it. You can, if you can do it, do it. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as there is no ego involved behind, which you don't have it. Okay, having said that, we will just go to the next one, and that next one will be saying infernal living being. Where is my? Okay, somehow my computer got froze. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so now future life determination, mainly we are talking from human life perspective. This is the subject of Karnani Yoga. This is a subject of four Anuyog, means 4 types of basic scripture: storytelling scripture, conduct related scripture, karma related scripture, and the absolute metaphysics, means Dravyanuyog. Pratmanuyog, Charnanuyog, Karnanuyog, Dravyani. So we are talking from Karnanuyog perspective, from karma perspective. Now, if we want to go through karma perspective, and if one wants to know the karma in detail, I mean, there is a ocean of scriptures are there, and you can have as much as knowledge that you can get it. It's amazing amount of microscopic knowledges are there. Only thing, we will learn how much is important for me, for my further progress into my spirituality. So aim, the real aim for all these 4 types of scripture is to obtain passionless state, to control my toxic emotions. So that's a main aim for scripture. I can talk any subject on Karnani Yoga any given time. Ask me. Well, that's not important. Did that knowledge help me to go within? Then it's very important. So we are talking future life determination from human perspective. So future life determination in human life, last 1/3 of the life, the age determining karma is bonded. Last 1/3 of the life. So if I'm going to live 99 years, so up to 66 years, there is no karma bondage of life determining karma. Remember, every moment, every samay, I am binding all 7 types of karma non-stop, continuously. But age-determining karma occurs only once in a lifetime in human being. And that is later 1/3 of the life. Now, first thing, I don't know how I'm going to live, how long I'm going to live. So what is that 1/3 for me? Later 1/3 means I don't know. If I die at 33, then later 1/3 is only only last 11 years. If I'm going to last 60 years, then later 1/3 is only last 20 years. So let's say 99 years I'm going to live. So up to 66 years there is no karma bondage. Later 33 years, any time karma bondage can occur. And in first 20 out of those 33 years of life remaining, if up to 22 years I did not bind it, then I will be binding in last 1/3, means last 11 years. And if I did not bind it in the first 2/3, then I'll bind it in the last 1/3. And this kind of thing can go up to 8 times. And eighth time is almost last breath that I may have it. So I may be binding my age-determined karma in the last breath also. Okay, so having said that, one can have right faith or wrong faith, and age-determined karma and realm of existence occur accordingly. Now, we are talking Samyak Darshan. So, human being and Samyak Darshan. So, when is the age-determining karma can be bonded to Samyak Darshan Jeev, and at the same time, we'll talk about Mithya Darshan Jeev also. So, wrong faith soul, when that karma gets bonded, right faith soul, when that karma gets bonded. So those are the things we are going to talk a little bit. It gives some light to the thoughts. Now, age determining and realm determining karma bonding. So wrong faith. If I'm in the wrong faith, if I'm in mithyatva, I have not obtained Samyak Darshan, and I'm not going to obtain Samyak Darshan, then I'm going to bind the life determining karma in last 1/3 of my life, and that can be bonded for all 4 realms of existence. I can bind it for infernal or heaven or subhuman or human. So I can bind all 4 types. And in all 4 realms I can bind. One that I can bind for human being also when I'm human right now with a wrong faith. Remember, I'm specifically.
Your uncle?
Yes.
Is there a direct connection between which of the 4 gatis a soul? Okay, well, let me ask it this way. My understanding is that the direction that a soul goes is predicated on the bhava of that soul.
Yeah.
Okay? Meaning the state of the Chaitra mode, the state of the Darshan mode, etc.
Yes.
I heard some new information that I was not aware of, and I wanted to know what you think about it. Mm-hmm. Is there any direct correlation between where you go in terms of where a soul goes in terms of the bhava?
Yeah.
The bhava, meaning Manushya, Tiryansh, Narak, Devta.
Yes.
Is there any connection between that and the number of times you eat?
Okay, all right. Now, eating has no relationship because it's your bhav, which is your inclination. Remember, eating is a bodily activity. And when you are talking age-determining karma bonding, that is occurring in the soul. So, eating has no relationship there at all. But let's say that I am having an auspicious inclination right now, and I'm in my later 1/3 of my life right now, for example. And then, if I'm in the auspicious inclination right now, then chances are pretty good that I will bind the age-determining karma for the heavenly life. Well, I have an extreme inauspicious inclination right now, and at that time I'm getting karma bondage because in last 1/3 of my life, and at that time karma bonding occurs with the extreme inauspicious thought process. Then I will bind it for the hell. And if I'm in I'm kind of milder negative thoughts and everything, I may bind it for the subhuman life, and I have some auspicious, some inauspicious come back. I can bind it for the human life. So it depends on your inclination at the time of bondage of that karma for the age. But how do I know when that thing is happening? So can I try to remain in my auspicious thought process? Best thing will be to remain in my innate state, in Samyak Darshan state. But not having that one, then should I try to be having milder nature? Those are the things, those are the implications.
Those are psychical, those are psychic and emotional dispositions, correct?
Yes.
Internal.
So those emotional and psychic inclinations, the outside instrument causes will affect them.
Oh yeah. But remember, I mean, we are actually what it is that we are the prisoner of the karma fruition. In the sense, karma fruition comes and we just get attached to them. Yeah, I mean, it becomes so quote unquote natural way of getting involved with them. But knowing all the things, that karma fruition and I'm entirely separate process, knowing that also I still get involved with the karma fruition situation. So yes, it happens, but as long as I know the things and as long as I try to remain in my equilibrium state, then the chances are pretty good that I can have next life determined karma will be in the higher form. But again, what is a higher form of life? You tell me. Is going to the heavenly life is the best thing that can happen to me? Well, why do I ask for something which I know it's transient thing and it also involves in the misery situation? So any life, transmigratory life, is going to be problemsome to me because I'm going to suffer that one. So it's kind of a very.
I think most people will very happily accept fourth hell if they think they'll get closer to Samyak Darshan.
Yeah, I mean that will be very good, and that opens up new subject. I mean, it's a new thought process right away. That Shrainik Maharaja. Shrainik Maharaja, he is in a he bonded the karma for seventh hell. How did he bind that karma? He was a Shrainik Maharaja. His wife was Chelna, and they are in when Chelna got married, she comes to the kingdom, and then she is not happy because there is no temple here. She is coming from Jain family, and Shrainik was not Jain. Shrainik has some wrong advisors were with him and everything. Gurus were there with him, and so he used to be on the wrong path all the time. And so this Chelna started when she was getting a kind of a very depressed and things like that. So Shrainik says, "What's happening to you?" She said, "There is no temple over here, so I can't do the puja and everything every day." So Shrainik said, "Okay, here's a treasury. You can have as much as money you want and build a temple, but I have no part of it." So she is doing that work, and those advisors from the Shrainik thought that now this Chelna is going to be giving lots of bad, quote unquote, impression on Shrainik, and now our importance will be reduced. So they started telling Shrainik that this Jainism is crazy and that doesn't mean anything. Their monks are naked, but they are also just like fearful and everything. So they just tell all this thing to Shrainik, and they ask Shrainik to do something bad, in which Shrainik comes to the jungle, and there is a Yasodhar Muni was doing the penance, and he was in a great meditative state, and Shrainik puts dead snake in the around the neck of this Muniraj. And his bad advisors have said that as soon as you put the dead snake, not even living dead snake, the monk is going to run away because he's fear for his life. Nothing happened, and Muniraj is still in his own meditative posture and everything. And when Chelna found out, she had a really great crying and everything. And then Srenik realized that he made mistake. And so at the time when Srenik was putting the dead snake in the Yasodhara Muni's neck, at the time he binded 7th hell's age. Now, later on, Srenik became Jain, and he did a tremendous amount of religious activity and everything, and as a result, he ended up getting Shaik Samyaktva, and he also binded karma for the 3rd life, in which he'll become a Tirthankar. So he's Srenik right now. He's going to go to hell 2nd life, and 3rd life he'll come as a Tirthankar. But because he binded karma in a mithyatva condition, so he has to go to hell only. And next, after 84,000 years, he will come back as a human. We'll touch that one after the 2 or 3 bullets right now.
Right.
Yes.
So Krishna Maharaja, na example dwara, they say that જે ગતિનો આયુષ્યનો બંધ પડ્યો હોય એ પ્રમાણે છેલ્લે આ બહુમાં લેશિયા બદલાય છે.
Yeah, it can be there. Yeah, I mean, because your thought process helps you bind the karma, or your karma fruition makes you have that thought process. They are intermingled. They are interchangeable things. You can just say that because I had the karma fruition, that's why I did this, or my bad thought process was there, and that's why I had that kind of karma fruition. So they are mutually contradictory mutually helping to each other. So I mean, helping in the sense they are present to each other. So I am doing bad thing right now, so I can say I want to blame to the karma. Well, I have bad karma fruition, that's why I'm doing bad. But it's not necessarily I have to do bad when there is a bad, inauspicious karma fruition. I can still be in my own meditative state, own equilibrium state. So normally the weak human being, weak living being will join in the fruition of karma. Not necessarily it happens. Right? So in wrong faith, all 4 realms can be bonded, depending on your thought process at the time of age determining karma. Okay, having said that,
thought process, correct?
Yeah, thought process.
Thought process is affected by many factors when there is mithyatva, Kirit bhai, isn't that right?
What is it? I'm sorry, I will repeat the question.
Thought process usually gets affected by many factors, and especially in mithyatva state.
Yes and no.
As in nimitic sambandh, correct?
Nimitic sambandh means, when I had a bad thought process, bad fruition of karma is present there. That's it. That's all. They have not asked me to change my thought process. The karma fruition has not asked me to change my thought process. If karma fruition was the reason that Yasodhara Muni, he's sitting in the meditative posture and dead snake is in his neck, so he should just say, I'm going to run away. But he did not. He did not run away. The Mahavir soul, when he's a lion, fierce lion in the jungle, he just had killed the deer, and the mouth is full of blood and meat. How much could be your thought process crazier than that? Think about it. And when 2 Muniraj came, and suddenly everything changed, because it was supposed to change for him, and he changed. So it's not necessarily that all the negative things all the bad fruition of karma will make my life miserable. I may have a cancer, I may be dying right now with a cancer, means I have an intense inauspicious karma fruition is there, at that time I could be remaining in my equanimity state, and I can think about my own soul and everything, and I can pass through that inauspicious fruition of karma. Vice versa, I can have a absolute good fruition of karma present, auspicious karma fruition is present, and I can become so arrogant. I'm greatest of the great, and I have the ego goes through the sky and everything. Then I can be, it's bad for me. So karma fruition in practicality, in theory, does not affect practicality. It all depends what's the state of your mind. And state of the mind means, if we know the basic principles today, and now we just imbibe on these principles, we can keep on reflecting on this principle all the time, and we make our lifestyle accordingly. And tomorrow I may have a terminal cancer coming, I can still remain in equanimity state as much as possible. So that's why important thing to do Swadhyay in a good time is the reason that at the time of death, which is an extreme painful situation, one will remain in equanimity state as much as possible. I've seen people in front of my eyes that they are dying, and they have screwed up their life, whole life. I mean, not normal living, and now suddenly they said, I have a cancer and I'm going to go through surgery. Please pray for me. You screwed up your life. Religion is no part of your life. Alcoholism number one for you, and chewing the tobacco is continuously you are doing it. You invited your disease, and now you are saying, pray for me. Who is going to pray for you? I mean, is the God sitting there? Somebody sitting there that they say, yeah, there is so much prayer, so let me take care of this guy and cure him? No. So it all depends on our own preparation, and we are doing that preparation right now. We just know the fact, then we have to imbibe on it, we have to keep on thinking about it, we have to concentrate on it, we have to meditate on it, and then it becomes lifestyle for us. Okay, so can we go next slide, next bullet? All right, okay. So wrong faith, all four realms can be bonded. Now comes right faith. What happens in right faith? I have a Samyak Darshan. Now what happens? What kind of realms of existence I'm going to bind? Right faith can be of 2 points. Age and realms are bonded before getting right faith. Let's say that I'm going to get a right faith. I'm going to live for 99 years of age. And at 99th year, I got a right faith. But my age-determined karma was bonded between 66 and 99. So my age-determined karma was bonded before I got right faith. Of course, I did get a right faith afterwards. But this is done before. So when it gets before, when the right faith person who gets right faith in the future, right now, he is in a wrong faith, he can bind all 4 gati right now, just like this guy. Just like this wrong faith guy, he can also bind all 4 realms of existence. And that's what Srenik did. King Srenik, because he did that inauspicious thing, remember, he did not do much thing at all. Practically, if you think about it, dead snake, put it in a monk's neck. But remember, he gave problem to the most worthy soul. So most worthy soul to give teeny tiny problem means you bind intense amount of bad karma. On the other side of the coin, if the monk is coming, who is in 6th and 7th spiritual development state right now, and he comes to your place, and we give the ahardan, how much ahardan we are going to give? he's going to take very little amount of food. That little amount of food you can give, you offer to the monk. It's an intense amount of auspicious karma bondage. And that's why if you just attend any of the Panch Kalyanak Pratishta Mahotsav, the most important day, the most important, two things are most important. The Diksha Kalyana, when the living, the Bhagwan, who is a child, he takes the Diksha and he becomes monkhood. That's how important. And then after taking monkhood, he comes for Ahardhan. He comes for taking alms. Most important auspicious thing one can do is to offer the alm to this Muniraj. When we did Panch Kalyanak in Phoenix, we just said that the monk will take only 14 grass, 14 kolya, 14 grass only. 32 grass, I'm sorry, not 40, 32 grass. So we decided that we will give only 32 spoon of food to that the monk, which is the replica of a Bhagwan's statue. Bhagwan is in the form of a monk right now. So, yeah.
Can you describe that again? So the Muniraj takes 32 morsels.
32 morsel of food only, 32 kolya food only, and that's why.
Is that per meal or is that per day? Or
because he takes only one meal a day.
So Muniraj eats once a day.
Once a day only.
When 32 kolyas per day.
Yes, 32 kolya. That's a maximum.
So that's what they need to sustain themselves, so they can do this Swadhay and do their dhyan and stay inside.
Remember that sustaining the body means what? Am I going to sustain my body by eating food and everything? If that is the case, how is Kevali Bhagwan, omniscient Lord, is sustaining his body when he doesn't eat at all?
That's also an Odarik Shri, right? No, that's not an Odarik Shri.
Param Odarik.
Yeah.
Param Odarik body.
Right.
Means they have the atomic particle making the body. They are the best atomic particle available in the universe, and so they may not need any food. They may not need anything. Because remember what happens to me right now, or us, what is happening? Because I have the body particles are there and they get shaded off, my nails get shaded off, hair gets shaded off, skin gets shaded off, so they die, so they need to be replenished. So I take the food and food gets converted to those cells and everything. So the dying cells get replaced. But if there is a Param Audarik Vargana, means the best particles, they don't die and everything. They don't get separated. So whatever this Tirthankar Bhagwan has, similarly, whatever this Muniraj has it, they can sustain the body and everything. So that's it's not that necessary that food is making them sustain, So with 32 morsels only they will take it. And so in Ahardhan time, whenever you have next chance to go to Panch Kalyanak Pratishta and you are going to spend quote unquote any amount of money, for example, please spend it for giving Ahardhan to Muniraj, because even 1 spoon you are going to give, it's not 1 spoon, but it's the worthy soul that you are offering something. So that becomes a extreme auspicious event. Okay, so now, right faith, but I got a right faith before, so that's why I can bind any 4 realms of existence right now. I can be binding karma for the hell, heaven, Tiryansh, or human, all 4.
When Muniraj is deep in, in self-experience and inside,
yeah,
I'm sure they must miss the Ahardhan, right? They probably they pass it by, correct?
But remember, in Muniraj, what's happening, that they are in the 6th and 7th Gunsthanak every intra-Indian hour means every antar-muhurt. Antar-muhurt means for maximum 48 minutes minus 1 samay, and minimum is a 1 hourly plus 1 samay. So he can be in a 6th and 7th, innumerable time throughout the day. 6th and 7th Gunsthanak will come to Muniraj. So he could be walking right now, but he's in the 7th state right now. Or he could be in meditative state, he could be in 6th also. So it is difficult for us to judge whether he's in 6th or 7th, but he can be in any of the Gunsthanak. And doesn't mean that he has to be meditating only. He could be walking around also, and he could be in a 7th Gunsthanak, Okay. Now we are coming for a right faith person end up getting age determined karma. He can get all 4 realms of existence. Hold on to the thought, and we'll come back to that one. And it can be in any realm, and I put the asterisks because we are going to talk about it. Let's finish this one. Right faith person, after getting right faith, means now that let's say that a living being over here, and he gets a Samyak Darshan now, and after 1/3 of the life is remaining, he is binding karma for the next life. He will only he will bind karma for the heavenly life only, after getting right faith. Now, coming over here, this guy is important that we need to discuss. We know that this means nothing. We are doing for time, immortal, all these things. This thing, I don't have Samyak Darshan, but if I wish I can have it. So going to heaven, it's not a big deal. Actually, let's take example of Kunkun Acharya Dev over here. He has a right faith in 6th and 7th Gunsthanak. Who is there? Kunkun Acharya Dev, 6th and 7th Gunsthanak. And now he binds the life for heavenly life, in which he'll be demoted to 4th Gunsthanak.
Couldn't he start at 1? Because he might get Nisarg Samyak Darshan as a Dev, correct? So he could actually start, he can come back to 1 and then rise to 4, no?
Why will he come back to 1? He's in 6th and 7th.
No.
He's on
Kunkun Dev.
Yeah.
In that Jeev was 6th and 7th. But then when he went to Devlok,
yeah,
the max he could be is 4.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he starts at 4. Am I right? Because you said it yourself, you get Nisarg Samyak Darshan, so that you can be, for example, Shimaji, right? He was that was Nisarg Samyak Darshan. It was not Adhigam. Yeah. So in his case, he was born at the 1st Gunsthanak.
Yeah.
And at age whatever, he then rose to the 4th, and then he stayed at the 4th theoretically for the rest of his life. So couldn't the same thing be said for Kunkun Dev? And if that's true, then Kunkun Dev went from 6 or 7 to 1, which is I'm sure that's very, very painful for any soul to suffer from, correct?
That's not true.
No. In a 6th and 7th Gunsthanak, when the Muniraj is there, and up until now he has not bonded his karma for the next life, he will always bind it for the heavenly life, and he will go with the Samyak Darshan there.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is very easy to understand. This one, we wish we can be like this, so it's okay. But Kunkun Acharya, they're going to heaven. He's not happy that, oh yeah, I'm in a heaven and I'm going to be remaining for 33 Sagropam and I'm going to enjoy. No, he's having pain. He says that, my God, I should have pushed myself a little bit harder and I could have got the omniscience knowledge and Keval Gnan and Siddha Dasa in human life. But I missed that one. So now I'm in a 4th Gunsthanak. So he's not happy. He's internally suffering. So because he's repenting that I should have done more personal effort in my human life. That's what it means, So so I just went to heavenly life doesn't mean it's a good thing. It's a heavenly life. Those souls are really not happy within, because they are there to finish their life. That Sahadev and Nakul, that out of 5 Pandavas, remaining 2 Pandavas, first 3 Pandavas, Yudhishthir, Arjun, and Bhim, Sahadev, Nakul, 5 Pandavas are doing meditation. They are 6th and 7th Gunsthanak Muniraj. They are in the Satrunjay mountain, and while they are in a deep meditation, the Duryodhan, their cousin brother Duryodhan, who lost the war, his nephew came, his Banej came and said, "Oh, you were the reason, you 5 guys are the reason for my mama's defeat. So here I am going to take the revenge." And he has all the ornaments of the iron. He made it, and they become. He put those iron ornaments into the fire, and they become red hot iron ornaments. And he puts on all the 5 Pandavas. Yudhishthir, Arjun, Bhim, they are in the meditative state, and they are just totally detached from their body, and so they remain in their meditative state, and they started climbing the ladder, the Kshapak Sreni, the annihilation ladder, and they went to moksha from there. Sahadev and Nakul, 2 brothers, they just thought, they had only one thought, and what was that thought? My God, my brothers, how much physical bodily pain they must be having. That one thought alone, and they bonded the age for the Sarvat Siddhi Dev, and they'll be there for 33 Sagropam. So their moksha got pushed away for 33 Sagropam just by having one reflective thought, and that too not for themselves but for their own brothers. You mean they are going to be happy in the heaven right now for 33 Sagropam? They will be saying, why did I have that reflective thought? That's what it is. Okay, so now we are what I would like to discuss is this guy, this bullet. That right faith is there in the future, but now in the wrong faith, when I'm there, at that time I bonded the karma for the next life. Now, at that time, depending on my internal situation, my inclination, maybe auspicious or inauspicious, whatever they are, depending on that thing, I will be binding life for all 4 realms of existence. I can go to hell, can go to heaven, can go to subhuman, or can be human. Okay. Now, if it is heaven, okay. If it is hell, just like Srenik Maharaja, then it will remain hell. If it is a subhuman, it will go to subhuman. If it is human, then there's a possibility that me, from this life here, I can bind the karma for the Mahavida Kshetra. Mahavida Kshetra, where there are Tirthankas present all the time. And I can be there, and I can increase my personal effort there, and then I can go to Samyak Darshan and the annihilation ladder, and 12th Gunsthanak, 13 Gunsthanak, and I can go to moksha from there. So it's kind of a thought coming to us that I am here right now. Maybe I would like to go to Mahavida Kshetra, and from there I will do my effort and can go to moksha, because there is a omniscient Lord present. What prevents you to get Samyak Darshan here right now? You tell me. If you want to do personal effort in the Mahavida Kshetra, why won't you do your personal effort right now? You can get Samyak Darshan over here right now. You have capacity. You are a five sense sentient being and human being, and also you have the interest in this Jainism scripture. You have understanding, thought process is there, inquisitiveness is there. I would like to go improve my life further, and all those things are present for us. Why should I not get Samyak Darshan over here? If I get Samyak Darshan here, I will not be able to go to Mahavadya Kshetra for sure. Because Samyak Darshan, then I will go to heavenly life only. But then you may say, two possible situations I'm going to give you. Let's say that before getting Samyak Darshan, I bonded the age-determined karma for the hellish life, which is the Shrainik Maharaja. He bonded a karma for the seventh hell, and then he got the annihilation, right faith, means Kshaik Samyaktva. And also he bonded karma for the next future Tirthankar also. So he is supposed to go to hell for sure, but instead of seventh hell, that age got converted up to first hell only. And instead of 33 Sagropam, it became 84,000 years only. But hell did remain for him. Only thing, he changed it. The changes can occur because later on he got Samyak Darshan. Similarly, let's say that I'm a human right now and I bonded karma for the Mahavadya Kshetra as a human for next life. And later on in this life, I'm getting Samyak Darshan. I will not go to Mahavadya Kshetra, but I will be human. And instead of going to Mahavadya Kshetra, I will become Bhog Bhumi Manushya, enjoyment land human being. But if I bind this age for human life, for Mahavadya Kshetra, in my Mithyatva, later on I got Samyak Darshan, that means I will go as a human being, but not at Mahavadya Kshetra. It will get converted to Bhog Bhumi life, enjoyment land, just the way Shrainik Maharaja from seventh hell became first hell. So those things happens. And those are the things we have to keep in mind. But again, these are the facts that is described in the literature. What difference does it make to me? What should I do right now? Should I aim for heavenly life or hellish life or subhuman, or just try to go to what do I want to be? Well, I would like to get Samyak Darshan right now, period. That is my aim. What difference does it make? I could be in the hell like Shrainik Maharaja, and he can be also remaining in his own innate state. I could be in heaven, Kunkunacharya Dev, I could be in the innate state. I could be an animal or human, I can be innate. So innate state to remain, that is my aim, has to be there. Those are the things we have to think about it. So that's so, but because this thing came, so we should just address those things. So at least some of the things we understand. Now, as I said, this is a Karnanu Yoga, and there is lots of microscopic details are there. But as long as we understand some of the things, that will suffice. We don't have to go in extreme detail to just kill ourselves and not to put personal effort for my eternal self. Any questions so far before we go to the next one now? Okay, all right. If not, then now there is also a chapter came for Dhyan. I mean, Gurudev described about Dhyan. The Gurudev described about meditation. So it's a prudent over here that we understand what meditation is. Different things are used, different words are used, so let's get familiarized with those different words and everything. Chintan will be the one word that we hear a lot. Chintan, Chintan, do your Chintan, do your Chintan. What is Chintan? Chintan means rethinking on a particular subject. Means many thoughts and many subjects. Means it could be any kind of thoughts on any different subject we can do. That's called Chintan. That's called Chintan, first one. Then comes Anupreksha. Anupreksha or Bhavana or contemplation. So contemplation is Anupreksha. Bhavana means one subject and many thoughts. Or in Chintan, many thoughts, many subjects, one subject and many thoughts. For example, when we talk 12 bhavanas, 12 contemplations, 12 anupreksha, what does it mean? It just says anitya bhavana, for example, the transitoriness contemplation means I just think about transitoriness. You know, last week or week before, whatever. One time we canceled the class because somebody had died. Young, one of the young Jain person had died with a heart attack, and so when we went there, we then said, "Oh my God, life is so transitory in nature. Look at this guy, healthy guy. I mean, bubbly guy, very nice guy. He just died just like that." So transitoriness, anupreksha, transitoriness contemplation means on one subject we have many thoughts coming. So what do I have to do? Well, I should just try to do as much study as possible. Not only study, but after studying, I have to try to put it into my action. Not into my action, but I have to internalize myself, and I try to start getting detached from the worldly objects and everything. So those kind of things, that's called anupreksha. So there are 12 types of contemplation we talked about, and with that one obtains indifferent types of attitudes toward them. So now this physical body can be gone anytime. Why should I have so much importance to that? And those kind of things we can think about it. So that's called anupreksha. And then last one is called concentration or dhyan. One takes his mind away from different objects and concentrates only on one object only. Gross thoughts are absent and subtle thoughts are present. So that's called dhyan. So Gurudev opened the chapter for dhyan, and he talked about arthra dhyan, raudra dhyan, and then he started just continue with the class and everything. But he told us indirectly that you better understand what that concentration means, what the dhyan means. So we will enter into the chapter of dhyan right now. These are the basic things that we have: Chintan, anupreksha, and concentration. Sometimes they are interchangeably used, but this is at least some of the things that we have a definition in our mind right now. So now we are going on the dhyan thing. What is dhyan? Concentration, dhyan. Dhyan, concentrate, or it could be, we can call meditation or call concentration or call dhyan. Arthra dhyan. Arthra dhyan means concentration on the pain and suffering. I'm having intense pain. Why me? Why am I selected? Oh God, what did I do wrong that you give me punishment? And so I'm just concentrating on that thing only, suffering and pain and suffering. So that becomes reason for transmigration. Remember, I'm doing concentration, but this concentration is on pain and suffering only. It's an external extrovertedness I have it, and I'm concentrating on that, and that becomes, I'm so aggravated from within. My aggravation is there, and I'm not able to concentrate on a religious thing. That's why, if you think about it, have you heard word sutak? Sutak means, there is in a Charnanu principles, there is something specifically said about sutak. Means there is a certain things happens in our life that we should try to stay away from temple. For example, death occurs in the immediate family, or even the birth occurs in the immediate family. And at that time, when there's a birth is there, we are so much with the quote unquote happiness and joy and everything. We are concentrating on extrovertedness with that newborn and everything. So we cannot have enough concentration in the temple and everything. So they give certain days, you try to stay away from it, temple. On the other side of the coin, when the death occurs, that you are so full of grief within that you are just surrounded by bad thoughts constantly. And so there is no chance for you to have kind of a internalization process. So there also they say certain days you cannot enter the temple and everything. So Arthra Dhyan becomes reason for transmigration. So my transmigration will continue if I'm in an Arthra Dhyan right now. If my concentration of pain and suffering is there, then I will continue on transmigration. And it remains from first to sixth gunsthanak. That the length of staying for the Arthra Dhyan can be all the way up to sixth gunsthanak. Sixth gunsthanak? Muniraj can have it. Not necessarily they will have it, but can have it. So, Samyak, yes.
Kirit, uncle?
Yeah.
So when I think about dhyan,
yeah,
the thing that you're going through is not what I practice when in reality. In reality, the practice is hu atma chu, hu jantar chu, hu ekaj vastu kari saku chu, to khali jani saku chu.
Yes.
That is very different from the dhyan that you're outlining.
Yes.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
No, you are right, and that's what it will come next sets will be coming about it. That when we are doing it, when in what is my gunsthanak? Let's say that I'm in a first gunsthanak right now, and I'm doing the dhyan that you are telling that I am the soul, I'm the eternal soul, I'm the most powerful soul, physical body is not mine, and all those things, I concentrate on it. I think about all the things right now. Literature says as long as you are in the first gunsthanak, that means you don't have pure concentration. This is adulterated concentration. This is part of the Arthra Dhyan, and next one will become Raudra Dhyan. So first gunsthanak is Arthra Dhyan and Raudra Dhyan. Yes, I'm trying to think about it, but remember, see, it's very important, the sentences that you used it. I am the soul. Hu Atma chu. Hu Suddha chu. Hu Sharir thi alag chu. All those things that we talked about, they are called reflective thoughts. For example, party was very, tomorrow I'm going to have a party. Party is going to be great. Party is going to be great. Party, by counting and chanting about it does not mean anything. When you are in the party, you are thoroughly enjoying the party. You don't have thoughts about anything else. So that's what, or better yet, for example, let's say the summertime is here. Oh, right, it's going to take time for you guys. So summertime is here, and it's very hot outside, and somebody has, you came to somebody's place, and they made a beautiful soft drink for you. So that soft drink, when you are drinking, you are thoroughly enjoying it. You are not thinking what it has inside. You are just enjoying it. And then you go home and somebody said, what was the drink? Well, it was very good drink. But what was it? Describe. While I'm describing, I'm not enjoying. While I'm enjoying, I don't have any reflective thoughts about it. Describing means reflective thoughts. And reflective thought means you are making the whole reality of enjoying that drink you are cutting into pieces. It was a salt was there, a pink color was there, nice smell was there, sugar was there, lemon was there, all kind of different things you are describing. While you are describing, you are not drinking, you are not enjoying. While you are enjoying, there is no thought process going on. When I'm having Samyak Darshan within, then I have pure bliss. There's no thought process at all. When I'm thinking, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul. It's just like that cassette recorder can just say, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, like that. But when there is no experience, then it's called with the reflective thought. Reflective thought is always associated with inclination of attachment in the first Gunsthana.
Okay, so a follow-up question, if I can, Kirit uncle.
Yeah.
This subject is just something very important to me. I want to make sure I understand it.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand that until you fully experience it, the reflective thoughts are not going to be helpful.
Yes.
But for a lay person like me, who hasn't gotten to that stage, the reflective thought and the one-sided focus of that reflective thought to distract all of the other thoughts, to push away all of the other, to get to that stage, is that not beneficial?
Yes, it is. It is. But remember, you are climbing the stairs, for example. You want to go to the second story. So you are 14 steps are there. You're going each and every step. One step to second, to third, to fourth, to fifth. Each step is important. When you're on second step, that is as much important. But when you go to third, second step is not important. When you go to fourth step, third is not important. So right now, what you are doing is, when I'm getting Samyak Darshan, what will happen? How will I get experience and everything? So you are doing your personal effort to go on that line, knowing that they are reflective thought, but at the same time, you don't have negative reflective thought. Let me go and take care of that guy. Let me be angry with that guy. Let me have my ego show it to everybody else. Those are the negative thoughts. Instead of that thing, you're channelizing your energy towards good thought process. So you're blocking the entry of negative thoughts in you, which is important in that particular phase. In that state is important, because if you are preparing yourself today and do this meditation, so-called meditation, then it is reflective thought. It just ends up with a karma bonding, but it just takes you away from the objects of the essential objects of the universe, and you are making your circle becoming narrower and narrower and narrower, so that we have a good chance that you will able to go to the experiencing phase somewhere along the line. Chances are pretty good. Doesn't mean it will happen, but chances are pretty good. Somebody is always in a negative business and everything, and you are doing this kind of preparation. Your personal effort are directed towards improving yourself. So yes, they are going to be helpful, but again, keeping in mind that it is not my final destination. I'm preparing myself for the eventuality of experiencing myself. So yes, what you are doing is good, because at that time your negative thought process have no place to come in. So you have a kind of fresh and everything. And when you come out of that thing, you also remain fresh in your mind and everything. And again, it helps you to go further. So what you do is right. You should do it, but that is not the end product. As long as we are aware of it, I'm in the marathon run, and yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so what he described, the action or the sequence of events that he described, you classify as a reflective thought.
Yeah,
I understand that. So like every second that I'm in this Swadhay is also a reflective thought, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So here's my question then. So we can't avoid reflective thought,
No.
obviously.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
So in the classical description of meditation that lay people like ourselves engage in, if that's just a sequence of reflective thought, then here's my question. When we're studying, we're trying to actively understand what we're doing, and that is the purpose of our reflective thought, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of the reflective thought, the sequence of reflective thought that we just classified as quote-unquote meditation?
Okay.
Now, I understand the purpose of the reflective thought that we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to understand this concept in the hope that we can implement that in our lives and in our character and our behaviors and our thought process. More importantly, our thought process. That's the purpose of this sequence of reflective thought. Now, my question is, and I do it myself. I'm asking the question because I really want to know. It's not a judgmental question. I do it myself. My question is, what is the real purpose along the lines of what I just discussed, or was the purpose of this sequence of reflective thoughts, the last hour and a half of reflective thoughts? What is if I do 10 minutes of meditation, what is the purpose of those reflective thoughts?
Remember that you have two possible reflective thoughts, negative reflective thoughts and positive reflective thoughts. So once you are doing quote unquote meditation, which you are doing it, which Ketan is doing it, which I'm doing it too. First thing in the morning when I wake up, I do that also. What happens with that thing? That you are away from your negative thought process. So right now you are in a positive frame of mind. So with that thing, for example, your day comes out to be okay, you become less angry and everything. Those are the side benefit, but for that thing, I'm not doing this meditation. I want to do it in such a way that when I am going to get the Samyak Darshan, what will be the situation? So this will happen. Right now, we are doing meditation, and as Ketan said, I'm the soul, I'm the powerful soul, I'm not the physical body. That kind of thought, I keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And now with that thought process, my psyche is directed that way. So that way, next day, I have a physical problem occurs with me. And okay, physical problem is there, that's happening to the physical body, not to me. And now I'm coming to that age and everything. So what? Medical problem will occur. I'm 71. So what a big deal that physical problem occurred, medical problem occurred. People start screaming at the top of the voice, my God, why do I have to get this one and this and that and everything? No. So right now you are having a positive thought coming to you. Now this positive thought about the soul, about whatever you learn, everything, and you just keep on repeating all the things, and as a result, that reflective thought process gradually starts quieting down, for God knows, it can take many years, or it can occur very soon. Now, when the thought process starts quieting down, then there's a pretty good chance one fine morning that negative, the thought process which has become quieted down, then you will leave it alone, and now you'll enter into your experiencing phase. So that preparation you are doing today, it's a very important preparation. It's not going to happen overnight. For example, if I say Ankit, who is going to answer right now out of 7 people on the line? Only you will answer, because it is engraved in your mind, I'm Ankit. Whenever you're doing surgery, when you're doing delicate eye operation, still on the back of your mind, conviction is that I'm Ankit. You don't have to remind yourself. First thing in the morning, you don't get up and say, look at the mirror, hey, remember I'm Ankit, don't forget. You don't have to do that. Similarly, I'm the eternal pure soul. I'm doing that one right now again and again, but it should become so natural, so innate that you don't have to remember and you are always there. Little child, that Ankit, little child, when he was born, he did not know he's Ankit. Everybody said, hey Ankit, how are you? Ankit, 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 Ankit. You have been bombarded with the word Ankit, 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 that now it has become conviction on your side. Similarly, I am the soul, I am the soul. I'm the pure soul. So what a big deal. But I have to remind myself, because since time infinite in the past, I've been involved with the wrong faith and everything. To remove that wrong faith, I had to work very hard in the beginning like this. And ultimately, it will become a second nature for us. And then it will be easy for us to go within. And at that time, there is no the conviction is that I am the pure soul. I don't have to remind myself every day. So those are the reason that you do meditation today. So-called meditation. What we are, the lack of better words.
Isn't that quote unquote meditation really just anupreksha?
Which one?
Well, whatever we call it meditation, isn't it really anupreksha?
Yeah, that's not word meditation. That's not called dhyan. It's called anupreksha, or it can be at the most, in the lowest form, it could be called Chintan. So
Okay.
it's not meditation. We call it meditation. Somebody will, I can do 2 hours of meditation. I can do 4 hours of meditation. Well, I'm much, much better. You know, that means nothing. Did you understand what meditation, what is your object of meditation? It's a pure natural self. Do you know what natural self is? No. People will say, close your eyes, start thinking about white thing. What do you mean white thing? White thing is the nature of the matter. So am I going to do meditation on matter? I will become matter then, you know. So those kind of things, we have to really understand what meditation I am doing, for what. What is my aim, ultimate aim? Once you know that, naturally, when you sit down, close your eyes and reflect upon yourself, whatever we have learned, whatever we read, you can just start digesting that one also. There was one of the dignitary, Dr. Praimbhat Doshi, many years back in 90s, he came to Phoenix, and I said, what do you do first thing in the morning? I know time is up, but let me just finish this story. He said, well, I get up and then I sit down. And then, let's say that he's in Rajkot. He says, a truck is passing by in the street. So I just say, okay, sound is coming, sound is coming, sound is coming, sound went away. Now when he's thinking about sound, he says, that sound belonged to the truck, but how did I know it? Because my knowledge mode ended knowing the sound of the truck. So my knowledge mode became very active. My knowledge mode is coming from knowledge attribute, and knowledge attribute is coming from all knower soul substance. So when I'm hearing that truck sound, I am manifesting my eternal pure soul substance. And that's called meditation for him, because in everything, he is taking the things out and says, I'm the pure soul, eternal soul, who end up knowing this thing. So truck noise becomes kind of all secondary now, where there's so much disturbance occurs within me. No, he doesn't think that way. He just says, hey, I'm manifesting my eternal soul at the time. So those are the things, are real, true pathway to the so-called meditation. So the rest of the things are there, but I mean, this is what literature is saying about it, and I think this is what Daula is saying there. This is what a 9th chapter of a Tattva Sutra, 42 stanza onward, it says about this dhyan and everything. No? Well, just so much time passed by. We just did 2-3 slides only, but these are very important, and these are practical questions that we have it. So we will try to do the rest of the thing next week. Okay, any questions so far? Yes, no?
We have a question unmuted.
Okay, all right.
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, so then we can start closing. जावानी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ जो। 9 times नमो का मंत्र। Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Thank you.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.